So why is it so tough for people on the political right to admit that that they may have been wrong and that they were wrong about the war back in 2003? And then now we have I have people now who are defending the former vice president and defending the decision to go to war. Is this a no-win situation? Do we all just assume that the other countries want democracy just like ours?
Well, I'm glad you asked me that, Don. I am probably one of the people here who knows the most about Iraq, because my mother is an Iraqi Christian from Kirkuk, and those of us who knew anything about the country culturally in 2003, when this was beginning, were making all sorts of noise about how it's much more complicated. It was a heterogeneous society. It was not in sectarian warfare until it was taken apart and dismantled. And I understand the urge not to talk about history, as the gentleman in the earlier segments mentioned. I understand that, but you can't. We will repeat history if we don't understand how complicated this is. And that's why I think Obama is right to begin to bring in the Iranians and to start talking to other people in the region about this, some people who will stand up against these people. You can't keep on talking about weapons of mass destruction, weapons of mass destruction, weapons of mass destruction, terrorists. There are civilians living there. They live together in relative peace. Yes, the dictator was a horrendous person, horrendous person. But we Americans, most Americans, my fellow panelists here, do not understand that country. You can go over there and you can sit there with the military in the green zone, but you don't understand the fabric of it, and it's a problem, because then we rush back in. We rushed in 2003. You rush in again, and you'll repeat the problem.
I want to let the general respond. Go ahead, General.
Well, she did a very good job of essentially insulting all of us. I think, and I completely respect her personal perspective on this. The concern that I have is the Sunni, Shia, and Kurd challenges that exist in Iraq will not be resolved externally. It's going to have to be done internally. Having said that, there is a government in Iraq that has to survive in order to move forward. Maliki has to be gone post some form of stabilization. There has to be a more inclusive government. And I think we would all agree to that. That's not provocative in the least. It's how do we get to that next step so that we can achieve the step after that, which is some form of reconciliation that allows this government to be inclusive and allows this incredibly rich, educated, vibrant society to grow. And frankly, it's very difficult to kind of keep that all in bounds right now.
Michael,